for the Nuffle Shuffle on the PS4. We are actually going to try it on Twitch because we tried to do it on the normal YouTube yesterday, and after a fantastic show with my co-announcer, it didn't record. So we're taking no chances this time around. We're going to Twitch it like we do the Blood on the Box on the Xbox version. So if anyone joins us, that'll be great. If not, you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube channel anyway. So tonight, today, I have got the legend, the kind of a big deal. He's back again. It's Mercy Flush. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, Bernie. Yeah, very good. Well, pretty heartbroken. We had a spectacular show, didn't we, yesterday?
We did. It was
up for everyone. It was a good laugh, and then horror of horrors.
Yeah.
Little technical glitch. We're gonna have to try and emulate what we did.
Yeah.
In the last show. But I guess we'll talk about other things as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we've had a little time to think about what we were talking about previously, so maybe we'll have a little bit more info and
I mean the thing is as well is we've had some information obviously from Nethos today as well, regarding obviously
a lot's happened since yesterday as well. That's right. So, all that speculation is.
All that speculation, we've got more hard, concrete evidence now. So, it might be a blessing in disguise for when people do listen back to this obviously. This show. So let's go deja vu and let's go to the pole position then. See who is top of the shop. Let's have a look in the thing. Last time we had a look, it was that Red Bull, wasn't it? And it still is Red Bull. It's still Red Bull.
Thank God for that, right?
Yeah. Now I'll tell you one thing though. Since we've last tried to do the show, I actually played him. I think 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh, you finally met him.
Yeah, right. I was half asleep, and he was his chaos. It wasn't his chuffs. But
you met Rob in the zone.
I did. And it ended up a 1-1 draw. I'm very frustrated. I could have won it, but my legendary one dice as per usual, pushing a skull, paid to that. But I wouldn't. It's hard to guess. The Demented class, or obviously the Mercy Flush class.
It's hard to make an assessment after one match,
but he knows what he's doing.
Someone's finally bumped into him, because it was a bit of an anomaly up till now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he positions his pieces well, especially on defense. He's a good coach, as you'd expect. It was good to actually play the guy. And I thought he did pretty well with quite a newish Chaos team. So I think obviously with a team what's tooled up like his is, then he's only going to be a better coach. So it was good to play him finally. Always useful.
Absolutely.
So if we have a look at it,
after 20 matches, he has to be top of the league on merit. You can't fluke that much, So. Credit where it's due. He's still top. And it must have been a couple of weeks now that he's been on top,
this is his second week he's been top. I think what it is, a lot of the shoot veterans are like, you know what, the finishing top is a jinx, so you can have it by all means, have the glory, and we'll just win the cup when it comes round. Yeah. So what do you think of his team? I mean, have you got his team up there, Red Bull?
I'm just typing it in now, but yes, right. we've had a look at it. The one ball, isn't it?
It is the one ball.
Standout thing.
Well, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, lovely stacked dwarves. Treble dirty player. One ball. A lovely, a little bit of a killer in there. And a nice strength up on his top dwarf blocker. No doubles, no mutations, aside from the strength, and just the one ball. So he's sitting in there at a nice team value of 1430, which puts him under the cap, which is a nice little strategy there.
Yeah, because I think we picked up on that, didn't we, yesterday, where we were saying we think this guy's trying to keep his TV low and getting the inducements. So
and he's got his money right on the 150 as well. So he knows how to manage his team, and he's obviously used it to great effect. Because 17-2-1 is a fantastic record, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can't. But you just can't. It's just a very good record, and it's just interesting that he's gone with the one bull. That is an interesting tactic, and we got
It is.
we
It
got
is.
we got Trippers in the chat as well. So welcome, Trip.
Hello,
And
Trip.
obviously Tripperus is obviously going with Chorfs as well. So this is a guy who is actually higher up than Trippers. So maybe Trip can learn some ways to build his team up. I mean, on a serious note, though, Trip, what do you think of this team? Let us know in the chat. But I mean, like I said, I think like I said, I played him this morning, and he seemed a pretty decent coach. He knew what he was doing. Positionally, he's pretty decent. The only inclination I got is especially on offense. It does give a slight chance, but it was solid enough. Definitely solid enough.
You're a harsh critic, Bernie.
I am. Well, I am. I am always harsh. So it was. Like I said, it was good. It was good to play him, and I think he'll do well. And Tripp thinks he'll get there and then get mad in the playoffs. And he's saying Segal 2.0. So there you go. So well, if Segal's a very good coach, ex-champion as well. So I think he'll do well. But yeah, Tripp. He's not been in the playoffs before as well, so that's going to be massive, I think. And I think that might be a bit of an eye opening for him, because obviously that's when the pressure ramps up. And like I said, if he bumps into if he bumps into like Trips with all the claw and all that sort of stuff, or a case kill team, or even like Wood Elves, I think Wood Elves could do quite well against these guys.
Who have played twice the matches and have built far more extensively. But yeah, it's nice to see new coaches in, and you never know what's going to come, especially with the extended playoffs that we were looking forward to. 32 guys. It's going to be a different dynamic this time around. Yeah,
absolutely. Now then, let's talk about the cut-off date for this season, because we've obviously been in talks with Neithios, and the way he said is the patch is coming out, isn't it, for the PC? But
patch is imminent for the PC, and possibly a week later for consoles.
That's it, yeah. But the PC,
extra processing time.
That's right. The PC guys, though, their season will end the same time as the PS4 and the Xbox One, to keep it all in sync. What's always good. So we can't confirm, but all he said is it should be sometime, hopefully next week. So this week you're free to try and qualify and play whatever you like. So you've at least got maybe 5, 6, 7 days to get yourselves into the playoffs. So that's good.
That's right. I mean, yesterday we were speculating, maybe we've got a week, maybe we've got 2 weeks, but I think it's definitely going to be sooner rather than later. So get your games in now, guys.
Yeah, I think next week is when you'll see the patch go live. Whatever day, I don't know. They're not exactly sure yet, but if they was to guess, right, they was thinking next week. So there you go. This week you're okay, guys. So do your run this week, and then obviously from Monday onwards next week you are on borrowed time, so be warned. Because I think by the looks of it, they're going to turn around and say, right, the patch coming out Monday, it's finished Tuesday, you're going to get no more warning. So there you go. That's you've had your warning from us, and if you didn't watch the talk show, then it's your own fault. So, there we go. So anyway, now then we get on to get to know the coach. This sounds very deja vu. It really does. But it'll be interesting to see if I get different answers. So
let's see if you were listening first time round.
Of course I was.
When did I start playing, Bernie?
Oh, ages ago.
Can you remember?
It was ages ago. But then obviously you used to I used to travel and that. Yeah, well, I'm going to go into it because obviously I'm going to be doing your answers.
You weren't listening at all, were you?
I was. You was on about you liked going to the tabletop things, but it was a bit of a thing when you had to go to the leagues, when you had to go on the train and everything.
Okay,
There you go. You see, I just didn't want to tell everybody because that's your job. Tell you what, right? So,
yes. Well, indeed. So, I picked up the tabletop 2nd edition. I don't know if anyone remembers that even.
Oh yes,
it was the one with the polystyrene Astro Granite board back in 1988. I think I got it as a gift, and absolutely loved it. Bullied my friends into reluctantly playing with me for a while.
Good man.
Went to a few tournaments. I don't know if you know, there used to be a Games Workshop
Yeah.
shop up in the Trocadero up in Oxford Street,
Right.
and they had a tournament now and again for Blood Bowl. So you get your bag of I had my bag of Skaven, and I'd go up there on the train, absolutely bricking myself because I'd never been to one before. Got absolutely thrashed, but it was just so awesome. It was really good fun, and I was just hooked after that. And yeah, years later when it came out on Cyanide, I stumbled on it by accident and just flipped out. I was like, I've got to have this game. I wonder if it's as fun as I remember the board game all those years ago. And yeah, I've absolutely been hooked ever since, and that's been for the last 8 years now.
Yeah. So I mean that's it. I mean that's the great thing about it being on console now, because the issue I used to have was I loved the game, but not many people played it, so it was always hard to get a game.
It did come out on console, BB1, didn't it? But I think it was a bit of a
it was a
duck, wasn't
yeah,
it?
It was. It wasn't very good at all.
A bit of a rough deal, the console guys. And then again at the launch of BB2, I was worried about that again. That you were going to get the short end of the stick. But all credit to them, they've given a lot of time to take care of all the communities and open it up. Then on Xbox and then on Apple Mac as well. You've got all these good ports, and all the communities are thriving together, and it's fantastic to see. Blood Bowl's rarely been stronger, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? It's really good, and I think the consoles they've done a good job on the consoles, because, like I said, Blood Bowl 1 was an absolute nightmare. It wasn't good at all, and It's just they've learned from the mistakes, I think, and obviously this is just a lot better. And I think the PS4 and the Xbox One are growing. They're obviously never going to be as big as PC, but there's still a good fan base there. And
but they're a fantastic community. I mean, I picked up a PS4 this year for the express purpose of playing with you guys, and it's a wonderful community. I love it to bits.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the big pluses, isn't it? I mean, obviously. I mean, I don't play as much on the PC anymore, but obviously on the consoles, the communities are really, really good, and you're always more than welcome when you obviously go in the private league. So always good. Now then, what is your favourite race and why?
My favourite race is Halflings. I love the little buggers to bits. They're mischievous, devious, and they get up to all sorts of mischief, don't they? It's just it's a very different play strategy, and I love being able to approach the game from a very different set of tactics, and I just find them very unique, and I've had a lot of success with them over the years, and I was delighted when LE came out, and I've been playing them non-stop since its release.
Yeah,
definitely Halflings.
They definitely seem a really popular. How can I put it?
They're often touted as the bogey race, aren't they? The joke, bottom of the heap kind of guys. But I think they've got a lot more potential than a few races,
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
I think a lot of people underestimate them, which is a strength in a lot of ways,
Oh, they're an absolute pain in the backside. 2 trees are bad enough, because they don't have loan net. They're a lot more effective. I had a bloody break tackle tree chasing me all over the bloody place, and I was like, go away from me, you're only supposed to move 2. But then he rolled his 2 go for it because they haven't got loaner, and I got these bloody trees chasing after me. And it's like, it's an absolute nightmare. And then obviously they take all your bloody re-rolls as well with a halfling master chef, nice cheap master chef. So it's like, this is bloody fun. So yeah, they're a pain in the backside, and then they throw the bloody halflings half the time they're hitting my men, and that's lovely.
Like a whole bag of tricks, mate.
Oh, they have, haven't they? And they just look really funny. That's the thing I like about them. The little fat things with hairy feet. I mean, how can you not like them? So that's always fun. And Trip saying they're better than us. Well, there you go. Most races are, but what can you say? Talking about obviously races, what team do you struggle to play against, and which team do you struggle to play?
My bogey team, answering both in one, is goblins. I can't stand them.
See, I
They
think they're
always
funny.
come up with the goods. They are funny, but when you're getting pummeled into the ground by them, it's the novelty value wears off very quick. So yeah, for some reason, when I play them, everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and that's the thing with stunties.
Yeah.
When you start to get nuffled, you get really nuffled. You know, there is just no way out, and there's so many different dice combinations that can and do go wrong, and it always just seems to implode on me. Whereas when I play against them, this all comes to life, and it's a different story. So yeah, for some reason they're just my bogey team, and I dread playing them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cursing these chainsaws because every time I get a chainsaw guy, I roll a 1 and they take themselves out. But then when I'm against them, by Jove, don't they have a good game? They never roll a 1, they chop all my players up. And, I'll knock them down, and even though they were -3 for the knockdown, guess what? They still don't go off the pitch. So I sort of get where you're coming from there, where you try him, nothing happens, he blows himself up the bombardier and all that sort of stuff. And when but then when you're not doing it, they're well behaved. And end up costing you players, and I totally understand where you're coming from there. So so he likes his halflings, but he hates his goblins. Is basically what he's saying.
I think you are one or other. I think there's definitely a divide between the flings and the gobbos. You're either one or other, and there's a tough team to play, especially as halflings. Coming up against goblins is a nasty one.
Yeah,
chainsaws to the trees are deadly.
Yeah, very true. So basically, guys, you've heard it here first. Messi is a racist. He doesn't like green people. So there you go.
Folks.
Oh yeah, don't try and save it now. Don't. So basically, he doesn't really like green people unless you're really big. So he doesn't like. He basically doesn't like small people. That's even worse.
I'm sizist as well. Yeah.
There you go. You see, I tell you what, it's a good job. He's a big deal, though, so he won't get away with this stuff. Right then, next question. Who do you think is the best art player in the game, and which one is your favourite?
Griff, man.
Yeah,
Griff. He's the star of the show. He's got a bag of tricks.
Oh, I gotta love Griff.
He's a legend. He's a legend. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's Griff. I also I've got a lot of time for Hubris Rakarth, the Dark Elves. All the Dark Elf star players are pretty neat as well, and quite unique to them. And now that the Amazons are out, you can get Roxana for the Amazons too, and that's a great combo.
She is.
Hubris is great, but there's no looking past Griff. He's the real deal, isn't he? 320k for strength 4, agility 4, short feet, sprint. You name it. He's got fend, blood. Oh, he's just fantastic. He's got fend as well.
So he's an amazing player, and I don't blame you for liking that guy. So there we go. Now then, we've done most of that. Is there anything you dislike about the game? What you would change if you could?
That's a curveball. I don't know. Oh dear. Is there anything I dislike about the game?
If you was the guy who made it, he was like, don't like that.
If I was to have a word in JJ's ear, I don't know. I guess it's quite topical at the moment. The inducements,
Ooh, go on.
petty cash, the bank, the pre-match sequence.
Right.
I've never been quite cool with that. I was never a fan of petty cash back in the day. I think that was a bad decision to throw that in at the last minute. I like the original bank rule.
And what is that?
Which is a lot more complicated. Oh dear me. Well, the original the original bank rule was very different. Basically, it was a combination of, because with petty cash, it's quite counterintuitive as to it catches you out, because you can either spend your bank money or you can spend the TV deficit.
Right. Cash. So you can't do both, one or the other. Right. Okay.
But the original bank rule did have a way round where you could use a combination, but you'd have you'd designate like a traveling treasury, so you'd have your bank, and then for each match you could withdraw a little bit as long as you announced it before the match. But it wouldn't add to your TV like it does now. It would just be a prerequisite, and that would bump up your final score to determine the TV calculations. It was a lot more complicated, but it worked brilliantly. But they axed that, and they threw in petty cash at the last minute, and that didn't really sit right with me. And here in Blood Bowl 2, we've got a whole different thing altogether, where it's a massive combination of you can spend your whole bank, and there's a TV deficit, and whatever combination of whatever you've got, you can just throw in, and the whole scumming thing has come to the fore with BB2, where you're spending money that you shouldn't necessarily have. But funnily enough, that's how they've gone with the TT rules now, and the new TT rules are the same as Blood Bowl 2, except there's no 150 cushion.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, it's even worse than Blood Bowl 2's version. So it's interesting times. None of that has ever sat well with me. So I'd say that's the one thing that bugs me. But that's a bit nitpicky. On the whole, there's nothing I don't love about this game.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things, isn't it? And the change rules all the time, and I think it's just a bit of trial and error more than anything else. It was a bit annoying where you'd be, I don't know, you're 1200 TV and you rock into something like 1690. So that's bad enough, and then you find out, oh no, it's one of those nasty Tripperus kill teams, and then Tripperus goes, I know it's really bad, but guess what? I'm going to buy myself a wizard because it's Mercy Flush and he's such a top player that I need that extra wizard. So not only are you way behind with almost 500 TV, Tripperus decides, you know what, I'm going to get myself a wizard as well, just to give me a bit more of an edge. So I can totally understand.
It's a little mark of respect in a way, like the old 16 foul. You know, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah,
okay.
I can.
If you're that intimidated, you have your inducements.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I can get it. I sort of get where they're coming from, and it's one of those things. What I'm sure will switch and change, and we'll see how they go now. Because obviously now, the low TV gets the benefit. So obviously, if the top TV goes and buys themselves a wizard, then the low TV gets the extra 150 grand, don't they? So they're trying to resolve it that way. If it'll work or not, we'll see.
There is a solution, yeah, we'll see.
So, hey-ho. Anyway, enough of that. So there's your questions out the way. It wasn't that painful. So, now then. We're going on to the teams to watch. 5 teams.
Teams to watch.
Yeah, 5 teams to watch. I bet you. Can you remember them?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, let's go on then. Let's go on with the guy who's back. He's a legend, is this guy. He was so good, I named a team after him. The Stuntman DD. He is back, and he's back with the Dark Elves. Now, this guy knows how to play Dark Elves. He's probably one of the best players on the PS4, easily to play Dark Elves. The Blitzkriegers 2.0 back, and they're coming to try and win themselves a championship. And if we go and have a look at this team, well, they've just been mincing everybody. They just don't mess about.
Well, you say that, but I think they had a flurry of matches last night after we'd done the first show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, against a few of the top dogs.
Ooh,
and
top
I
dogs.
think they come up against the Lustrian Giants.
Yeah, here we
who
go.
Were sitting in 8th, and I don't think they beat them. I think it was a bit of a tasty draw.
Yeah, I think. He smashed the Blessed with 1-4-0. What was impressive. He 2-2 with the Lustrian Giants, and they look a really good team. And then Crashing and Bashing, he slapped them silly 4-1. Is that Crashing and Bashing? Is that Teddy Tom's team by any chance? I don't know, maybe Teddy Tom's team.
I think it is. Yeah. If you look at the team sheet now,
look at that.
It's changed a lot. Since,
it has
since yesterday.
It has. It has.
He's got a flurry of diving tackle in there, which wasn't there yesterday. But he's also got his 2 top guys in a bit of strife.
Yeah, Gimlick did that. I mean, I was watching the game. He absolutely cleaned the clock with Gimlick. 3-0, he beat the champ. And then the Mad Blood was the Swedes, and he took out 2 of them big time. So that is massive. He has. He wasn't too chuffed getting beat 3-0. So it's like, no one does that to me. So have a few stat downs for the privilege. And
well, I think the rest of the tournament will be breathing a sigh of relief, to be honest, because they were looking terrifying, weren't they? And, they still are, you know. But whoever's got them next, he's light a couple of blitzers, so small mercies.
Yeah, so whoever gets him next, thank Gimlick for it. But yeah, I mean, it's he's just so good with every time he's Dark Elf, you just know he's gonna give you some problems. He just gets it. He knows how to just get it done, basically. And I'm really happy he's back in the fold, and I'm sure he'll do well. And I, for one, would love to see him get himself a title. If he does or not, we'll have to see. But I think he'll go quite well. He's been playing all the good teams as well, so he's not had an easy route. Yeah. That always is impressive. That's
14-7-1. I think he's sitting in 3rd at the moment, so he's not going anywhere immediately, is he, sir?
No. So I think it's pretty good. So apart from them stat down, I mean they're just devastating for him, weren't they? Really. But what can you do?
Look at the fullback. I mean, he's got blodge through the eyeballs. He's got a mighty blow in there. He's got he's got an AG5 leap guy who's come from nowhere as well now.
Oh yeah, he likes his stats, doesn't he? We know that, don't we?
Yeah.
I tell you what, he loves his stats. Does Stuntman DD? I'll tell you that.
He'll be all right.
He will. Yeah. Now then, the next one we will go and have a look at is it is Ares' daughter or something. LVM, in them brackets. When I said to you yesterday, let's just type in Canary, the coach's name, and have a look at that. If you remember, and we'll have a look at that. Yes. Canary. See if I can find it, and it will be some Amazons we will be having a look at. So have a look at this team and tell me what you like about it.
Amazons. Yes, I see them. Let's have a look. Now, where are they sitting in the charts?
Oh, I'll have a look for you.
11th. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. They're the slow Amazons, aren't they? They've had 3 movement busts, and a fair few niggles and stuff, but it's a solid team. It's lovely, as you'd expect them to be built. Lots of guard. Lots of blodge, and a lot of tackle as well in there.
Nice
deep bench, a lot of re-rolls. Maybe one too many re-rolls for my liking, but it's working for him. They're sitting well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it's just a shame to hear them stat down, especially on the blitzers, movement 5 they become. I mean, they wasn't very quick anyway. I mean, they're not exactly slow, but, they're... a movement 5. I mean, that's just terrible. That's sad. I don't think I've ever played this coach. I can't really say much about him. He's got
played a lot of games with him. 36 games played. I mean, is there more room for development? Do you think?
Oh yeah, there's always room for development. He got his bum spanked by the Blitzkriegers, though, Stuntman DD's team last time out, 3-0. So that doesn't surprise me. But he held Trippers to a draw, 1-1. Held SE White's Lizards, the 146 Renegades, to a draw. So he's obviously knows what he's doing. So and at the moment he looks good for the playoff spot, doesn't he? He really does look good for that. So it'll be interesting how he goes, and I wish him luck.
LE teams coming in, you can see this being genuinely competitive.
Can you see any of the legendary teams win this season's championship? And if so, which ones?
Yeah. We've got old Gasolimal with his Underworld. He's flown up the charts, hasn't he? And they're a force to be reckoned with, the perfect combination of killers and stunties. No one will be looking forward to getting drawn against them in the first round, I'd say.
No, exactly. I mean, you've got Arzuin as well. He's gone with goblins. Sergal's gone with ogres at the moment.
Shagrath with his vampires.
Yeah. So
a lot of
the top coaches have gone with these big, a lot of these new races. So if they're ever going to win some of the, with the top coach,
maybe this season is the season. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we'll the ex champions will probably see them going back to the more serious teams when the cash is about. I think, to be fair, shall we say?
Which should be season 10.
Yes,
I think all things are looking good for season 10 to be back on track.
You would think so, wouldn't you? You would think so. So we'll just have to see. So yeah, so that's that one. I think we could definitely have a winner. I really do of the legendary teams. Because I think a lot of the legendary teams, although they just got good coaches, they've got top class coaches in there, and I just got this feeling that one of them could do really, really well.
Yeah, definitely, and it's different play styles that we're not quite as familiar with on the BB2 circuit as the other teams. With all the other tier 1 teams, we know them all inside out. But these guys have got the element of surprise to a certain extent, and maybe the different play styles will catch a few coaches out here and there, and that might make the difference.
Yeah, I agree. Right, next team, the Lustrian Giants. A team what holds the mighty Blitzkriegers at bay. It's a lizard team, and they are coached by Freeman. And I think I played this guy not many times, but he knows how he knows what to do. Basically, he's very, very good. 13-20.
The team is not. He's gained a bit of TV since yesterday when we looked at it, but his team is not as well developed as his opposition at the moment. So once again, it's interesting that he's done a great amount with very little to work with as well. And as we were saying yesterday, personally, I like this position for lizards. I like playing as the underdog because lizards with inducements are fantastic.
Yeah. Like I said, I think we've said it was another Sergal sort of coach. Because he likes to keep his TV quite low as well. But yeah, he's got the breaking tackle. I'm a big fan of breaking tackle. There's 3 breaking tackle in there. Got some tackle. He's got a killer. Yeah, this guy knows the time of day. It's a nice balanced team. He just needs his skinks to develop. That's what he's lacking. Apart from that, he's pretty good. His record wins 3 draws, 3 losses. Like I said, he's had a good game against the Blitzkriegers as well on more than one occasion. He's beat some decent teams. He beat the Amazon team we just been took. One of the Amazon teams what are up there. He's beaten the Scam team. What's up there? He's beat Shagrath's vampires. So the only worrying thing for him is he actually conceded to Triprus's team for some reason. So that's a bit of a concern. Maybe it was a blue screen trip.
Maybe it was a blue screen. Yeah, unfortunately.
Because it seems like every other game is.
A few people in this season.
Yeah, it is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah, but we kind of preempted that with the big DLC. There's always a little bit of turbulence in that one in the following few weeks. So yeah, it's going to dog everyone. But his talent obviously speaks for himself because he's in there. It's going to be an interesting run for the Lizards all round because he's not that far behind the top Lizard guy, Wyatt, and of course we've got Burzo steaming up the ranks as well. So it might be a real fight to the finish to see who the top 2 Lizard teams are.
He should be quite excited because, like I said, there's 4 Lizard teams in it. I think the problem with Burzo though is he's had too many losses. He's had a rough time. What could go wrong has gone wrong for him, bless him. He's had a bit of a season like man. And when you get... I mean, I'm surprised he's lost that many. And I've seen quite a lot of his games, and it's like a mirror of what man's like. And sometimes when the dice go against you, or the other guy just hits you, your armor breaks left, right, and centre. There's not much you can do. But
it's It's a cruel game sometimes.
It can be. I mean, we all get it. We all get our share of it. So it's just frustrating when it happens, obviously, because we always remember the bad stuff. We always forget the good stuff or the lucky stuff because that's not important. And
but you never know. Maybe he's weathered the storm. His team's still in good shape.
Yeah.
If he gets up to 20 wins, maybe he'll be back in the mix.
I think now he'll be made aware that he's got this week to try and get himself up there. Then he could. I mean, the thing is, SE White's treading a bit of water of late. They're shot off to a really good start, and no one was beating them. And all of a sudden now they're starting to struggle a bit. They're starting to lose players, as you do, with all these nasty kill teams about and stuff. So he's definitely got a potential to make a late bid. Because, like I said, there is 2 spots available, so it's not like it's just a top guy will go through anyway.
Right.
So
it's the extra dynamic. I mean, we were talking about the little sprint runs and when people are sitting and when they know when to push for another run, and I love all that dynamic and that strategy. And now it's open again to a second layer because there's 2 of each race going through, of the top 8. That is.
Yeah,
but,
I think Freeman's going to be nailed on. I just like the coach. I just think he knows what he's doing. It's balanced. It just needs skinks, and he'll do really well. I'm almost certain he will qualify. On the other ones, SE White's a very good coach. I think they'll be there or thereabouts. I ain't seen much of Balding Guy and Slim Lizzie's, and we'll maybe have a look at them next week. I would think it's between them 3. I think I think Bear's a bit too far back, in my honest opinion. I think he'll do well to get it, to be honest. But I hope he does. But I think the other guys have just got too much, to be honest. A head start.
It'll be close. It'll be fascinating to watch that.
Oh yeah, and that's the great thing about it, isn't it? When you get to the end of the season, that's exciting about, isn't it? It's like, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And
definitely.
This is why we want it. And like I said, there's so many spots available now. So you can. There's no excuse not to give in. You've always got a chance, and even now there's still plenty of spots available for certain races. So you've just got to do your homework and pick the one, what you can do. Because I did the same with the Bretts, and I got to the final with them. So if I can do that, I'm sure anybody else can do. So jolly good. Now then, here we go. Talking about the playoffs. It's time. It's time for Demented and his Wood Elves. I'm so glad he's back. And yes, best game ever. We'll go back to it. Bloody 10-25. I score the winning touchdown. My Dwarfs. They'd won it.
Again.
They'd won it. And we had one hand on that crown. And we'd scored, and then the bent referees and that bloody Demented, who obviously paid them a ridiculous amount of cash, ruled it out for a ridiculous, sorry, it only goes to 24 turns. I've never known anything so stupid in my life. My Dwarfs were discriminated, and if we thought that was bad enough, we had to bloody kick a bloody field goal. And have you seen the size of them goalposts? And have you seen the size of a Dwarf and his little legs? And what happens? They let a freaking tree, that tree, freaking huge, let that kick the bloody thing. And obviously he ain't gonna miss, is he? He's as big as a bloody thing, and that tree should have been bloody sent off. He abused my Dwarfs. He was having to go at the ginger hair troll, having to go about his hair. He was having to go how short he was. He was abusive, absolutely abusive. And we kicked the crap out of him.
He's actually got dwarf cheerleaders cheering his Wood Elves on. Is that your ex-team, Bernie?
No, it's not my ex-team. No, my team are all like nice blonde hair. They're not many of them was like redheads, but they may be working for me to try throw a few rocks in there, a few tripwires when it comes to the playoffs, and. Oh yeah, we don't forget. That was the first game ever, season 1. We still remember now, and we're on season 9. We will not forget. And oh man, I'm not bitter. I am not bitter one bit. I am not bitter one bit. It was just one of those things where we would have been champion, but he cheated with them bloody refs. Bloody, I can't believe it. I've never hit out so stupid in my life. 24 turns and that's it. It's bloody Blood Bowl. It should go on until somebody scores. If that takes 50 turns, then so be it. But I'll tell you. But anyway, it's good that he's back. It's good that he's back.
So here's your chance for revenge, mate. And Trunk the Tree is in the squad.
Oh, I swear down.
Looks like he's been busy.
Oh, I tell you what.
He's got a skill. He's got grab. I'm surprised he didn't get a kick.
Yeah. He'll be getting kicked, all right. He'll be getting kicked from multiple kicks from my team if we get him. He'll be getting stamped on. He'll be getting clawed on. It will set fire to him. You know, we'll piss on him like we did last in the season 1. We'll do everything to the fricker, and we'll after the game we'll take him and you chop him up for firewood. That's what we'll do.
Well, look. He's undefeated. He's hit the top 10.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's 9th. In the space of no time, so he's there with intent. And,
he is. I mean, all joking aside, I love this guy. I am a big fanboy of Demented. I love him to bits. He is such a great coach, and I love watching him play. Like I love watching Stuntman Didi play Dark Elves. I love Demented playing Wood Elves because he just gets them. He knows the time of day with them, you know. And
well, that would be final, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Like I said, as soon as I saw his name come up, I was like, right. People want Wood Elves, you fight for the wildcard spot. There is no one going to get him. The only guy I would say is anywhere close to him playing Wood Elves is Rez No Rules You, who is a very good Wood Elf coach. Even then, I think Demented's better because he's just that good. So I'm really happy that he's back. I swear down, if I somehow scrape into the playoffs and I come against you, that tree is going down. I don't care if I get knocked out. That tree's dying. I'm taking that back as firewood because that tree is on borrowed time. And that Joey shithead, I'll be ripping his head off as well. He's a right little prancy thing. He prances about, trying to strip the ball and everything, scoring. He's a right prima donna. So he'll be getting splattered as well. In fact, the full team will be getting splattered. And then at half time when the cheerleaders come and the dwarfs, they'll smack you over the head as well. So, yeah, definitely.
We like to be nice and impartial here at the Nuffle Shuffle.
Absolutely. But yeah, Tunk, you're on borrowed time, sunshine. So enjoy it while you last because I got some claws with your name on it. So, but yes, this guy, he will. He's one of those guys who is too good not to be a champion. I think it's only a matter of time before he becomes champ. He's such a good. He's just such a good coach, and I'm glad he's back in it. If he would like not to play when the cash is involved to give us all a chance to win some, that'd be great. But feel free to win this one unless you run into my bad boys. But yeah, he's a great coach, and I expect him to do really, really well. And anybody who wants to learn how to play Wood Elves, watch this guy. Just watch this guy. Don't look at any tip things unless it's my roster on my YouTube on Bernie. Yeah, look at that. But apart from that, don't look at any of the tip things because just watch this guy. He'll show you how to position. He'll show you how to attack, how to dive into a cage at the right time, how to score, how to do screens, how to score. He'll just show you everything. So any budding Wood Elf coach out there who's new or wants to learn stuff, watch this guy. He is immense. So there we go.
It's an interesting build he's gone for. He's gone the triple catcher, and he's given one of them sure hands. So he's snubbed the thrower build, and he's just gone for the all-out speed. So he's got a ball collector, a wrestle catcher, nice solid builds on his war dancers. It's shaping up to be an interesting team.
Yeah.
He's undefeated. So,
he loses very few, but Trip does make a good point in chat. You can bait him. I mean, when I played him in the playoffs in the first season, he was already winning 1-0 and he had received. He could have just stayed at the back and just basically won the game 1-0. But I baited him, saying, "Go on then. There you go. There's a nice flank there for you to go on, and you know you're going to have a go because you can't resist yourself." And he did. And we got him.
There's always a little bit of tilt there, and I
don't think it's tilt. Yeah. It's just the way he plays. He's a showman. He likes to score, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, it's a bit like he's an entertainer like Stuntman Didi. Most people would be like, you know what, you dwarfs. I'm going to sit at the back here, boy everyone to death, and I'll win the game. But he's like, you know what? I'm here to put on a show, and I'm going to go for it. And luckily, my team was ready to just collapse on him, and we did. We got a break, and then obviously we got the ball. And we made it 1-1, went into overtime, then got screwed in overtime. But, there we go. But there you go. That's that done. Oh, I'll be here all day. That was the championship I should have bloody won. So
do we have another?
Oh yes, one more team, Blessed with Wands. I did this one because it's another good coach who's just come back. It's the Bear, and I do believe he got a bit of a spanking. I mean, we've heard this already, but he was another one who got a bit of a spanking from the Blitzkriegers, 4-0.
Ouch.
Now, this is a guy who really is a class coach, but he has so much bad luck with either dice or blue screens. If he ever had a decent run with normal dice and did have blue screens, this guy would be one of the big chances of winning a championship. The problem is, he still struggles with blue screens and he still struggles with humongously bad luck. Where I've been bitching about having a bad season, he has it almost every season. I've seen it. Even this season I played, I think, against his vampires, he had rotten luck. You know, it's just one of those.
Thing you don't want bad luck with.
Oh yeah, especially with the rats. But they look a bit beaten up. I mean, obviously he's got that agility 5 there, gut runner. But hey, he'll be back in a couple of games. But I just wanted to have a look at this team because it's the Bear, and he's another guy who's come back since Legendary Edition has come on, and it's good to have him. And 10 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses, still pretty decent. And I think he could go quite close to getting in the playoffs as well. And it'll be good to have him back in there. And Demi got a big win there against Durham, 3-1. And the one what we said about was 7-0 against Fright Night. What the hell? And you was like, yeah, admins. And, something dodgy went on there. And now I know rats. We do know rats are very quick scorers, but 7 bloody... That's like, what, a touchdown every 2 turns almost?
Amazing.
So, yeah, we'll have to have a look at that one. Oh, what's this? A big pile of cash. Yep, nothing wrong with this result at all. Fantastic. Yeah, nothing to see here. So, yeah, 7-0. 7-0, and, yeah. But that was a crazy result. And... He then went and beat Starbucks 4-0, so he scored 11 touchdowns in two games. He then beat the mighty Tripperus 3-2. So, he did 3-2. He beat Trip up. So, there you go, you see. He's a good coach. And as long as he gets a decent amount of, or just normal dice, he'll give you a game. The problem is a lot of times he doesn't, and that is the issue. But
his team's pretty beaten up, but it is scary. I mean, he's got a very low team value, and look at the tools that he's got on those gutters. It's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a fair few more wins in him over this next week or so.
Yeah, and I think
it's looking good, man. It's
looking good. It looks like he's doing all right, isn't he? So there's a lot of teams on that. I mean, that top page of 13 is absolute quality. I mean, they're all great coaches. Good to see some of the old guys come back. Demented. Obviously he's great. TGV Major. Now he's annoyed me. This guy. He's beat me a couple of times. I've had the worst Nuffling every time. Dwarf
Salona. I like the name.
Ironically, though, he's got the BBC in there. Now, I can't remember. Sirius just named it the BBC Bernie Buffon Conundrum, whether to score on 10-25 or not. So I don't know if that's a bit of a slap in the face, because it's BBC and it's bloody dwarfs. So I don't know if that's a bit of a...
maybe there's something in there.
Yeah, maybe a chip to me. Yeah. Maybe he's one of my stalkers who... So I've just clicked on that. I was like, BBC. It probably isn't, but you know what? We'll take it anyway. He'll probably say something ridiculous, stupid stuff like Barcelona, but nah. The Benny Buffon Conundrum, to score or not to score 10-25, and his dwarfs. Yeah, that's probably about right. Don't know the guy, but obviously, fair enough. If you're a Coach of Destruction fan, that's all right with me. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good teams there. Let's have a look at the second page just quickly. There's some really good ones in there as well. I tell you one team, what seems to get everybody's back up is the Smoke family. Groovy 1916. The amount of pure rage I've heard from people who've played him. Pure filth rage. I have heard so many stuff.
Making a name for himself, that's for sure. Yeah.
And one of the most mild-mannered people wished he died of certain disease, what I won't mention here. And he's like, God damn it, that Groovy, I wish he died of beep, 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 beep. I was like, whoa, someone's had a bad game. Someone's had a bad game. Like, but we've all had it. I mean, poor Bezo. I watched Bezo play him, and he just doesn't feel nothing. But the thing is, there is a bit of it was always happening. And when I played him, I mean, luckily he didn't beat me, but he was dodging 4+s, like with long beards, like, oh, whatever you call it. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to be dodging all over the place. Don't worry about it. And then obviously you're trying to dodge on a 2-3+ and you're failing. But yeah, I mean, he's getting better, I think, because I've seen him play a few seasons, and he is improving. What's always good to see. Luckily for the rest of us, some of his nasty plays were killed. He's piling on Claude Chorf. He got killed, and that was a great thing for the rest of us. And you lost one of his.
He's played a heck of a lot of matches.
Yeah.
As well, 44 games played. So he's not much room to improve on his standing. So he's in a difficult spot here.
Yeah. He's
in the top. He's made it to the top 20, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to improve on that. And of course, with the Chaos Dwarves, you couldn't really pick a more competitive race to go up against, because you've got the two in the top 5. Getting to 18th place is a bit of a hollow victory.
Yeah.
So it's a shame for him, because he's obviously had fun this season.
Oh, he does. He has fun, and like I said, when I'm talking to quite a lot of coaches, and if they're raging, and it's like, oh, it's a bloody Chaos Dwarf team. I'm like, it's not Scrooby, is it? Or Groovy. And he's like, oh no. Yeah, he gets that with everybody. Trippers, he does fail some things, but he never feels like he does. It's his positioning what sometimes lets him down. That's why people beat him. But yeah, he's a nightmare to play. He really is. Golden's another very good coach. Golden, that was official 999. He's a very hit and miss coach. If it's going his way, he's a pain in the backside. But if it isn't going his way, he can tilt. So, but he's got a good chance as well, because he's got a few big scalps as well. But
yeah, he's only a couple of places down from Dwarf Salona.
Yeah.
So
it
could be an interesting run-ins. Yeah.
Yeah, Dwarf Salona will probably try and qualify as the 3rd spot of the Dwarfs, just because that's how we roll. We try and score 10-25. We'll try and score the one spot outside the wildcard spot to say why not?
Twisted dwarf mathematics.
Absolutely,
yeah.
We do what we want when we want, and then complain that when we've broken the rules, everybody else's fault. So there we go. Right then, let's get on to the soapbox, and this week it is the cash ruining the game? It's very split. People like me, it's like, hey, cash, chance to win cash, fantastic. Where others are saying it ruins a bloody game, and all my private league have all fucked off and gone to try and earn some cash, and they haven't come back. Screw you.
They haven't come back.
They haven't come back. Well, I don't know. I've heard certain things like that. I might have hyped it. I might have hyped him a bit. Maybe he didn't say the fucking bastards and never came back. Screw them. The beep. But there's been few places where private leagues have been a bit worried, because some people are like, woohoo, cash, and then they don't want to play their game of the week, and they want to just try and earn cash. I think it's not as bad now. I think when it first came on the first season, it came on, everybody was selling the dogs, ringing in sick, booting the cat just to play. And I think it's died down a bit now. But what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I'd be interested. I've heard there's a lot of people who very much object to the cash being put in, but I'd very much like to hear what their arguments are, because I don't see how it hurts really. It's just an extra little bit of incentive, and I think it's good. That's an extra bit of fun.
I mean, the only, like I said, the only thing I can see what would be an issue, or the only valid thing is if people are leaving the leagues, but most private leagues are only playing one game a week anyway, so I don't really get it. But to me, if they're giving you free cash, what's not to like? I mean, you might not win it, but it's a great incentive. The only problem is when they decide not to give us cash anymore, and everyone will be like, oh, go. No cash, I'm not going to bother. But then you say then the private leagues will get them all back. They'll come back in a few seasons and say, oh, I found my way back. So,
But I don't think it is an either or thing. I mean, I know most of the coaches I know, they'll play their weekly league match, and in the meantime they'll spin a couple of open league matches. It's no biggie. There's plenty of time for both.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, that is basically.
It doesn't have to be either or. I think there's plenty of Blood Bowl for everyone. You don't have to choose your tournament really.
No, I don't think so either.
Because it's the only thing that the fundamental thing that Champions League offers is just a moderated place to have a casual match, and it's evolved into what it has done, and it's a great thing to have a whole fully flushed out tournament now. But I think the main draw is you can go there and it's moderated, it's regulated, good coaches play there, you're going to have a quality match, and that's all you want, because if we were just stuck with just the Open League and people just pulling the plug all the time and abuse and this and that and the other, then it was dying out. So I think that's the main draw for the Champions Ladder. You don't even have to shoot for the playoffs if you don't want to. You just play a couple of good games. I mean, that's what people do.
I just think it's a great gesture from Cyanide to put cash, because no one was asking for it. Yeah. They just said, you know what,
no one's asking for it.
And I think it's just a great thing. You can't. I mean, it's just fantastic in my opinion. I mean, I don't get it, but I know there's a lot of people who weren't happy with it, and I just thought, it'd be good just to have a quick discussion and see what people think, because to me it's a no-brainer. Cash is cash, and at the end of the day it's great. And it's amazing that now there's no cash involved, a lot of the big coaches have gone for the fun teams that have decided not to bother playing. So
true, but it hasn't really hurt the numbers that much, to be honest. I mean, I've only got stats and data from the PC world, but no, it's season 4 before the cash came in was far bigger.
Yeah.
And season 8 and now season 9, the numbers aren't that smaller.
Yeah.
Without the cash. I mean, even season 8, which was only like a 4-week sprint, and I know you don't even like the expression season 8.
No, I don't know. I think it's a farce.
There was hundreds of coaches still playing on a regular basis and enjoying the league for what it was,
Yeah.
So.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Trippers is saying, Messi, you're smoking pot. I heard that. So there you go. It's like
Golden Virginia, sir. Golden Virginia.
There you go, Trip. This is coming from the Trippers. I mean, I watched one of his things with the kids, one of his streams. He had this big, massive, what looked like a bong. He says it was a vape thing, but fuck me, it was like a bazooka. And I was like, holy shit, man, that is huge. And he's like, no, man, it's a vape. He's like, fuck me, you could fucking drop a bloody F-16 fighter out of the bloody sky with that bad boy. It was huge.
I find it to watch streamers, and they've got their little picture in the top corner or whatever, and they've got their vape going, and then you just see a big cloud of smoke, and you can't actually see their head anymore. It's just a plume. It's really funny. But a lot of people smoke and play. I smoke and play.
Yeah, so it's like I thought it was quite funny. Oh dear. But anyway, so now then, we've almost come to the end of the show. And it's time for the battle of the consoles. The PS4 versus Xbox One. As we know at the moment, the PS4 winning 2-1. So the PS4 lads are happy. Now then, the Xbox guys have already done their quiz, and I know what they've got, and we'll have to see if you can beat it. So I've changed the questions because obviously after what happened yesterday. So just hi there to.
I was all ready to get a 10 out of 10 there. You pulled the
well,
rug out from
you know what? That's just the way it is. Hi, Grey Nick. How are you doing, buddy? And it's gonna be an interesting one, isn't it? PC Mayhem. No, unfortunately, it's the PS4 talk show. Unfortunately, but yes. So here it is. It's the quiz. And you don't want to let your PS4 mates down, do you, mate? You don't want to be letting the Xboxes in here. Not that there's any pressure or anything like that, but
I did pretty good yesterday, so it's going to be heartbreaking.
Yes, that was yesterday, wasn't it? That wasn't today. That was yesterday. So yeah. So you're gonna have to make sure you get it right again today, don't you? Because yesterday doesn't count anymore. So we'll just have to see.
Give me your best shot.
I will try. So I'm just getting the questions now. Just bear with me while I find them. I know they're here somewhere. Because I did them all again, didn't I? I did them all like new. So, you know. Here we go. Right. Are you ready? Please tell me you're ready. You are ready to go. You know what you know the rules, don't you? It is 60 seconds to get as many questions of these 10 right as possible. So here we go then. The clock will start as soon as that's the first question. What positionals have armor 8 on the Norse?
Ulf Werner's and Yeti.
Correct. Name the team that tried to score 10-25 of overtime in Season 1 playoffs. The name of the team.
The name of the team? You swine. I've been switching off to your rant so much I can't remember.
Oh dear. Do you want to pat disgraceful? What race has won the most cups on the PS4? Which race? They've won it twice.
Let's go for Wood Elves.
Wrong, Dark Elves. How many teams that finished top in the regular season went on to win the cup?
None.
Correct. What are the stats of a bull centaur?
6, 4, 2, 9.
Correct. What is the main colour of the Reclam Reavers uniform? This is your last question.
Isn't it blue, white, and yellow?
Well, which one are you going to go for? There's one main colour.
Oh, is it? Let's go for blue.
And you are correct. It is. Anyone disagrees? I don't care. It's blue. So, you got 4. Name the team that tried to score 10-25 of overtime, and you don't bloody know who that is. Well, I'll tell you what. That should be a -5 to the score. Just on that. The team name. Does Trippers know the team name? Just on interest, if he's still in the chat. I'll come back to it if he knows the name of the team from Season 1. But you scored 4 points. The Xbox...
Poetic justice there. Because I've scored 4 yesterday.
Yeah, the Xbox team scored 2 points. So you have won this round, and the PS4 dudes 3, the Xbox Ones, and it's named 1. Guess what? It's 1. So it's 3-1 to the PS4 lot. And Trippers, and you wouldn't bloody know. Trippers knows everything. Don't be daft. For everybody else, all the fan base, you all know what it is. The team who got royally robbed on 10-25 was none other than Benny Buffon's Coaches of Destruction. Oh, dear me.
Coaches of Destruction?
Yes. And if you look at the Blood and Tears, Private League, the team what are top of Division 1 are Coaches of Destruction. So there you go.
Same.
Yeah, you see the back for blood, and all they need now is Demented to join in. We'll be all right. There was a question about the Postman trip, but you know what? He didn't get to it. But yeah, the Postman always delivers in the grand finals. The finals, they're really, really good. Yeah, they always do. They always do, Trip. They've won so many bloody finals as the Postman. If you ever want to win cash, get yourself a Postman. They'll get you some cash. Tell you that right now. So, we are done. Again, we haven't done too bad. It's been 1 hour and 3 minutes, and it has been recorded this time, so that's always good. And if it didn't, Trip could tell everybody and talk about it and tell us how great we was or not. But, you know, again, I think it's been a fun show. At least we know now about when roughly it's going to finish. So, you know,
I think we were slightly earlier yesterday, but yeah, no, there or thereabouts.
So you probably, I think it's safe to say that you're safe for this week. It's not gonna finish this week, so you're completely safe. So if you're trying to get a spot, do it this week, because as soon as it turns Monday, you're on borrowed time, big time. You're on borrowed time.
Get those games in, guys.
Yeah. So that's us done. Thanks for Trippers for keeping us company in the chat there. And for good old Gray there, who wandered in thinking, yeah, hey, PC, and it was like, it's PS4, and has tried to sneak out without people noticing. Oh my God, don't, oh no, people are going to see I'm with the PS4 crew. The shame of it. But yes, thanks for joining us as well, and as always, thanks yet again to the kind of a big deal, not only on the PC, but also the PS4. He's like the Postman, because Mercy Flush always delivers. special on the weekend.
Thank you,
so,
Bernie.
Thank you again for joining me. We know it's been recorded this time. Xbox team, you've got to get yourselves right. You're losing 3-1. You've got to do it this week. I might give you a chance next week. I might try and get Trip on the show. He won't getting out right. So we'll see. But thanks again. We're going to go now. We'll see you all later. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully the shows will be on Sunday. Leave a message in comments if you prefer us streaming on Twitch than pre-recording it, then you're watching it back a later date. I think it is a bit better, to be honest, Twitch. So let us know. But anyway, that's us done, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
See ya.